China has already won the gaming industry, and it will continue to do so. But it's a good thing. At least for now. Did you realize in the past few years, the people around you, or even maybe yourself, have already been playing games made by Chinese companies, most likely without you guys even noticing? In 2024, 5 out of 10 top grossing mobile games were made by Chinese companies. Games such as Whiteout Survival and Last War have had over 20 million monthly active players, and Chinese gaming companies made $18.7 billion from the global market. That is 3 times the revenue made by TikTok in year 2024. But how do these games captivate such a large audience? And how do these games persuade people into paying so much money? I won't go into this rabbit hole too deep with this video, but it operates with a trinity of agile development, user acquisition, and funnel model. Basically, what the companies do is that they will start testing their games at the earliest stage possible to make sure that the game's concept and its core mechanics are appealing to its target audience. Of course, collecting users' feedback sounds like good practice on the surface, but what follows next is that they will trick the players into installing the games with their quote-unquote appealing ads. Or often we call it fake ads. We call them fake ads because these ads don't really represent the game they're actually supposed to be advertising. The games are actually designed to manipulate its users with masterfully curated psychological tactics that will lure the players step by step into the different mechanics of the game, and ultimately having the players reach a point where they can no longer progress or they're faced by massive pressure, such as guild wars or cross-server PvP. Most of these games belong to a genre called SLG. It's most likely a terminology you've never heard of before. I won't be digging into this concept with this video, because there's actually a whole lot to be talked about. I'll most likely make a video about it in the future, so stay tuned. And back to the Trinity. Although these are not practice only used by Chinese companies, but Chinese companies has taken advantage of this Trinity and made them a lot of money. So yeah, that gave rise to a booming gaming industry in China, and the industry was able to attract tons of top-notch talents from different universities or different lines of work. Entrepreneurs and investors start taking notice of the gaming industry as well, so more money will pour into it. And that is why in recent years, we're starting to see a very significant shift within the quality and quantity of Chinese games. And that, I think, marks the industry's with a huge influx of talents and resources, it is now much cheaper for people to develop games, and overall there are more money for them to spend. And finally, we see the industry pumped out their first globally successful title, Genshin Impact, a game that aims to bring the AAA experience to mobile devices. Yes, of course, its gacha system is a big turnoff for many people, yet still, it is still a big step forward made by the Chinese gaming industry. And the success of Genshin Impact actually gave confidence to more and more Chinese companies. And that brings us to year 2025. While the Western companies are doing this, we see the Chinese companies pumping out more big budget games such as Infinity Nikki, Naraka, Black Myth Wukong, Where the Winds Meet, The Realm, Phantom Blade Zero, Wuchang Fallen Feathers, Aniimo, Blood Message. This type of back-to-back AAA big budget announcements has never been seen before done by Chinese gaming companies. And when NetEase announced their last big budget title, Blood Message, the producer behind Black Myth Wukong actually gave a very poetic shout-out to the game. It reads, "Hardship demands self-mastery. Success commands the world stage. Roam all corners of the earth. Yet Tang Dynasty remains your only home. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way."
From this we can see that although people are developing big budget games left and right, the environment they're in is actually very friendly rather than hostile. And personally, I believe this is how good video games are supposed to be produced, because ultimately video games are more works of art rather than cash-grabbing products. Players can tell and feel whether the game was treated with heart. And what I'm about to say probably sounds like common sense to many of our players, but I think these are something that the developers nowadays are forgetting about. Good games are more likely to become successful, and success will most likely bring more profit to the company. A strong company is more likely to be able to take better care of their employees, and happy employees are more likely to be able to produce better games and pour more heart into their creations, which then we have a positive loop. So yeah, back to the topic at hand. I think Chinese gaming companies have already won the gaming industry, but I also think it's a good thing, at least for now. So yeah, that's all for this video. If you're interested in the Trinity I was talking about earlier in the video, subscribe and I will try to make a video about it, and take you to explore the darker and unknown corners of mobile gaming. Thank you for watching.